what it does is that it tends to inject the most mediocre people in position. So if you find the women, for example, who take up such a preposition are usually the bottom feeders. They're usually the least talented. And they need a leg up, and they don't have any qualms about offering the punani for roles. So now, karibu to Albo wa Cinema. Well, after all that, the fiasco that of the last few days, let's get back to the things we do. Now, the Art of Dialogue is a YouTube channel I normally listen to. They have a lot of guests on, and on this particular case, they had on actor Cliff Clifton Powell. Yes, actor Clifton Powell, the one you can see on the screen there, has been around for a minute now. There's many things we've been hearing. There's many things I've spoken about here concerning this particular topic that we are discussing today. He was told from this headline that he would be bigger if he was gay and male, and if he was gay and male producers hitting on him. Now we are going to listen to what he says. It's kind of like the two videos that I'm going to watch so that we can have the full picture. So this one is 6 minutes, the other one is about the same. So to find out exactly, because this is not propaganda like they say, it is an actual agenda where I don't know why this particular thing is what they push the most. It's but it's there. And if you did bring it up, you'd lose opportunities and all those things. Now, let's listen to what Clifton has to say. Hit the subscribe button little quick. Tuendelee kupanda juu kwa dabas.
Do you believe in a casting couch?
I don't believe in a casting couch. I don't believe in it.
Can't you just, my goodness. I think he's asking, do you believe it was there, that it was being done? Philosophy mingi ya nini? What is this for? Like, was it there or not?
I don't, listen, there are a lot of beautiful women in this business and a lot of beautiful men, black, white, Latino, Asian, a lot of beautiful women. Whatever your preference is, I don't really care. But I don't think you.
What has this got to do with the question? Get these people. Do you believe in the casting couch? I don't believe. I don't believe. You can be. There are a lot of beautiful people. Like, what has that got to do with anything? Get these people. You see the problem with PR, like for these Hollywood people, politicians, what is they like to sound. They want to say words that will please everyone. Just fast before they say the thing, which is impossible. Instead of just saying the truth how it goes, because in my experience or in my opinion, people just say the truth the way it is without too many disclaimers like he's going through. They get a bit more better reception, and people prefer that these days, not this PR language of mainstream media. But anyway, what am I
block
talking
people.
about?
I think the problem with the casting couch is that if you don't do it, you ain't gonna do the role.
That's what he was asking.
I think that's really horrible to put on someone.
Yeah.
Like, come in my office and have sex with me, and then I'll give you the role.
Yes.
If you come in casting and you get the role on your own merit, and you run into me at a restaurant and you want to go out, and if I'm not married or if I'm whatever and I'm available, I think that can work. That works all the time in this business. But for me to say to you as a beautiful female, if you don't have sex with me on this couch right here, you ain't getting the role.
But that's also for men, by the way, as we have come to find out P. Diddy style.
And I think that's wrong. And I'm going to always say it's wrong. I know I'm going to get a lot of feedback out there, but I'm just telling you the truth. Anybody that blocks you from something.
The thing is, the casting couch, it's not, it's called that there, but it happens in many industries everywhere across the world. What it does is that it tends to inject the most mediocre people in position. So if you find the women, for example, who take up such a a preposition are usually the bottom feeders. They're usually the least talented. And they need a leg up, and they don't have any qualms about offering the punani for roles and money. I mean, it's as old as time. People want to pretend that this is not a thing. It's always been a thing everywhere you go, especially these days. It's actually like because the competition is stiff. So the powerful people, powerful men, quite a number of them they have to take advantage. It is being offered left, right, and center. Even people like me who don't have much, every now and then you just be offered something.
To try to force you into making a decision because you need money or you want to be famous. I just
Of
think
course.
that's wrong. I have a term for it, but I can't say it on here. But it's just not good to me. I've had females come at me sideways as producers. It's a weird business. It's a lot of beautiful people. People get.
But the producers look like shit. Let's just be honest. If it's a female producer in Hollywood, let's just do an experiment. This one I know. Female producers. Yes, I knew it. Hollywood as. Let's just take a casual glance. Where those ones? Yeah. So there's Kathleen Kennedy. That one there. There's Didi Garner. There's Amy Pasquale. You get the drift, right? You get it. Can see. I'm just saying. Hey, Margot Robbie is yeah. Of course, some of these actresses have become but you get the point. Yeah.
Get attracted to your look. Some people get attracted because they like dark-skinned guys. Some people like older guys. Some people like guys and girls have hit on me. Some people like you because you're powerful or you give powerful performances.
Yes.
This ain't real, man. This is acting. And at the end of the day, I'm an actor. When I go home, I leave the character at work. So
most
anybody
don't.
that tries to groom, anybody that tries to persuade, I think that's wrong, and I think it's got to continually be stopped, no matter who does it.
What she mean by the producers came at you sideways?
I've had producers say certain things or do certain things, male and female. But I know how to handle it because I know what I'm going to do.
Just tell people what it is already. Come on now, Mr. Powell. Why are you being coy? Like, you're old now. You've made your money. Oh, he lost 10 million in a divorce. But, he still got some millions. Like, you don't need to act
I always
like
tell
this.
people when you get to Hollywood, know what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not desperate to be famous. I think people don't know I wanted to play football. I never wanted to be an actor. I have no idea how I got into it. I mean, I know how I got into it, but I don't know why the gods picked it for me. But I'm not, in my early years, you can't give me $1 million to make me do something sexual. I'll just go get a damn job.
Yeah.
I've turned down jobs because they didn't want to pay my quote. So, and my manager before, Chris, would say, you got to do it. I said, I got a degree. I'll go get a damn job. So
it's a very good negotiation tactic when you don't just pick anything, but also it kind of depends on the options. You know what if you have a lot of options, a lot of the times people just I've found that a lot of people just would take any deal even if they have options. But it's easier to be picky when you have options. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is. So for him, at least, he seemed to have had that, okay, I can just go get another job. So the fame and all that and wasn't primary. I guess that's the way to go about it, I guess. I don't know.
You can't persuade me with fame or money.
For example, you can't turn him gay for all.
I think when you are desperate to be successful, you may cut some corners. But when I do my lectures, I say, do the work. And at some point, the work will get you through. You may not make it to the top, but the middle is a great place to be inside of an entertainment division like I'm in the middle, and I make a lot of money, and I do well, and I have a great life.
You can actually, and this is the thing when people do movies like even from Africa, not funny over here, you can do them for no money, and then if you really can meet that quality quota, then you just push a bit in a few states, you can make a lot of money. It's not millions and millions of dollars; it can be hundreds of thousands of dollars, even tens of thousands of dollars can be sufficient depending on your budget. You know.
And I didn't compromise anything.
Good
So in
for
a
you.
sense, the casting couch is real then. Because I mean, if you're saying that producers they came at you sideways, hypothetically speaking, if you would have took them up on the offer, I'm sure you would have got better opportunities, right?
Well, let me tell you this. A guy came to me maybe about 3 years ago. He said, Mr. Powell, you know, I love your work. He said, I'm gonna tell you right now, you'd be a lot bigger if you were bisexual. And I said, well, I've gotten as big as I have.
Just telling you, you need to get a little gay. You know, just wear a dress here, some nail polish. You know, just get a little gay. We'll give you roles. And you see, that's what I always say. Why is it this one particular form of expression that's pushed on everyone? My assessment of it is that it's a power play. If you do that, then they can hold that against you to have you do other businesses, whatever. That's the main thing, and a lot of them are degenerates, so they will look at an actor's desperation and take advantage of that. I mean, it is what it is, because a lot of people want to assign, you know, like thinking like these people are just what? No, they're just normal people. Even poor people out here are doing degenerate things. They'll take advantage of you like that if the opportunity presented itself. I don't know. Oh Jesus. Okay. Anyway, my light went out. I didn't notice. Let me just put on this on and see. So yeah, so that's that. So anyway, let's continue.
But I want to also be clear. I'm not knocking anyone, actors or producers, but I just think from a humanitarian standpoint,
Really,
whenever
nigga?
you block someone, I think that's wrong. Whether it's
We know
race
that. Come on
or
now.
gender or because you don't like the way their hair looks, that's just wrong. Like to me, racism is just wrong because you're too black. You can't do this. I've been told I was too black for shows. It's a lot of stuff that I've been through that I'm going to put in my book. So I just think that's wrong. And I'm always going to say,
Okay, it's this is very surface level. Oh, murder is wrong. You know, I told you murder is wrong. I don't care. We want the details of who the person was who's asking you to be gay so that you can get bigger roles. And why is being gay the paramount thing to be in Hollywood to get bigger jobs? I mean, those are the questions we want answered. And this guy goes on this. They always say things, but they don't really give people details. So more often than not, maybe it's just content at some point because I'm getting a bit disappointed in this dude.
it's wrong. And I'm always stand up for what I believe.
Look, I didn't watch the videos before. I tried to make it authentic reaction first time. So yeah,
is right.
I didn't know
That's
it was
just me. I've been set up. I've never been arrested, never been in trouble. You can't set me up because I don't break the law.
So,
But I've
so
been
what are you
set up.
saying?
I've been approached. I've been how I don't want to say persuaded, but gestures have been made, you know. And I don't want to get into the details and name any names, but it's been men and women, not a lot, but a few.
Come on now. What's the use? Let's see what he has to say. Saying turning down gay role and reveals shocking reason he refused to portray Wayne Perry. I wonder who that
Have
is.
you ever turned down a role that could have boosted your career, but you turned it down because it went against what you believe in?
Judging from my resume, I haven't turned down much. The thing that I want people to understand is a lot of the smaller movies that you see me in probably was a friend of mine or a producer who hired me when I had no money, or they come highly recommended. I've been offered some different types of roles that I didn't take. I did a TV series where they wanted me to play the neighborhood coon, and I walked off of that. But most of the time when I read a script, if I like it, I do it, you know? I don't let when you get to a certain level, when you get to my level.
I don't get my feelings get to the line just before he said they wanted me to play a coon, and I like You see, you can't speak from both sides of your mouth. You should be able to take all roles even if you're being a villain. I know some people are like whatever, but that's my point. Like if you're an artist, if you're just picking roles because they only just suit you perfectly with plus your PR, then you're not really that guy. That's why you see, for example, him is kind of. I know there's this other innuendos about the gayism and whatnot. You have to play a bit gay. Okay, that might play a part, but also because he's choosing roles, also adding his skin color and the identity politics or coon. Like play the coon. Samuel L. Jackson played one of the all-time greatest coons of all, the greatest coon of all time. Samuel L. Jackson. Eh? Go and watch the. You see the meme of DiCaprio and Samuel L. Jackson like that the one day. uh, Black people sent to other blacks who like white people. It's a weird thing, but that's what I'm saying. That particular Samuel L. Jackson never lost everything because he played that role. If anything, he made the role legendary. So a guy like this is on his level because can't take that risk.
And
That's my
above,
point.
your agents kind of tell you what to do. And I don't let anybody tell me what to do.
They can advise you, but they can't force you to do. I think that's the correct way of going about it. They can advise you, but they can't really force you to do stuff. I need to usher this something. That's my point, and I think that for Hollywood it got really bad because a lot of artists are being forced to do roles. Otherwise, you won't get other roles. You'll have to do an overly sexual character, or a gay character, or this character, weird character that will have to, because personally I wouldn't do nude scenes because first I have a bad body. Okay, assuming I work out and I look fit nicely, everything. I wouldn't do it because I personally don't believe, because I watched all these movies from the 90s, with a lot of sex scenes and whatnot. They did not particularly enrich the storyline. It was used as a trope more of the time. So, yeah, handsome guy, show your pecs, nini, then you get. It is thirst trapping. That's what it was. So, a lot of guys became famous out of that, but you'll find most of them don't have the artistic depth. They're more like just good looking guys who women wanted to sleep with. So, they'll do the scenes. Then it's business. It's business. I get it, but in terms of the artist expression of it, I think it was lazy and it was over the top. The more they did it, it was getting closer and closer to porn. Just I wish Kida Sharon Stone used to do weird things. I'm telling you.
I've worked my ass off, and I do what I want to do.
Okay.
Sometimes, like say for instance, I'm going to speak on this movie because I've caught a lot of flack for doing this movie, Women That Aren't Loosed. Now, how I got that role, and please, everybody that's listening, understand, I never read that script. Reuben Cannon, who put me in Selma, Lord Selma, he put me in Buffalo Soldiers, and he put me in Why Do Fools Fall in Love. He called me on a Thursday and said, hey, Cliff, I need you tomorrow for this role. My main actor dropped out. I need you. And I came in because that's one of my partners. And he hired me when I had nothing. He saw the talent. And so when I read the script, when I got to the set, and when I read the part about the little girl, I made them restructure that. I said, I don't think it's necessary for me to have to touch that little girl. Let's just close the door and we hear, maybe hear scream or something. I'm not doing that.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
on the flip side, I wouldn't have taken that role if I read the script because I have a daughter and I know how that is perceived.
It doesn't matter. You're trying to show the depravity of human beings, this character you're playing, which is actually in existence. You're trying to explore that character. I'm not saying you show the person doing it, but the insinuation of it, of what happened, and the expression of it, it goes to question that. So you have to pick the good roles and the bad roles in terms of like you're a good guy or a bad guy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like that, it's just that there's a lot of subject matter that's becoming taboo to discuss in movies because so many people just want to, like, they will do degenerate stuff on the outside. You will do the weirdest thing on the outside here, but in the movie set, yeah, these things are bad for society. But the same things you're doing outside, isn't it? See there?
But after we did the movie, we went around to a lot of places and had panel discussions to help women who have been physically, mentally, and spiritually abused. So something good came out of that, but that's not a role I would have picked for myself.
So they wanted you to play a neighborhood coon to
And
them.
this is the thing. I'm not saying you have to play all the roles. I'm just saying that there is often roles that are very deep, very intricate that you must take the risk with because they just don't show one side of a thing that's horrific or what. It goes deeper to understand what incites such thinking or actions. That's really the essence of good storytelling when you're trying to explore that human nature. No?
More about that.
It was a TV series. It's a TV series called Simon on the WB. I think it was the WB network. I can't remember. But the week before the show came out, they were scanning all the new shows. And in the Ebony Junior magazine, they said Clifton Powell starring as the neighborhood coon in a new TV show called Simon. And so when I got there and they wanted me to do some coonish type things, I said I wasn't going to do it. So I met with the big white guy who ran the show and had about 7 shows on. And he basically said, I bet you will do this. He said, I bet you would do this movie if it was a William Friedkin film. Now, if anybody want to know who William Friedkin is, he directed The Exorcist. So basically he said, I bet you would do this role if it was a William Friedkin movie. I said, I bet you I wouldn't. And I think I was fired before I even left my seat. But they still had to pay me $70,000 for the 7 episodes. But I would have never taken that role for myself.
So these guys are 7,000. So it was $10,000 per episode. Pia watu wanapitianga.
I interviewed Fraser Story. He told me that
Anyway, his pay for one, it's like the most expensive series we've ever had. It's $1 million shillings. Yeah, so like that area. So that's like his pay for him as an actor. So you understand, it's low, but it's still like worlds apart from us. Make no mistake.
he turned down the role in The Wire because they wanted him to kiss a man.
I got a audition maybe a year ago for Mr. Black. I don't think he read the script. So I read the script and I called him. I said, this guy, that's the gangster, he has this guy named Raphael or somebody hanging around the bar all the time. I said, who is that guy? So he called casting and he said, well, they kind of like lovers. I'm like, that's not gonna work out. I'm not homophobic. I've gotten a lot of flack for saying,
Stop the disclaimers. I'm not homophobic. I'm not just. Come on, dude. These people on their spine. It doesn't matter. You're not doing it. You don't need to any
something
explanation
in the heat of the moment.
because you're likely straight and you don't like that shit. What?
Not homophobic, but I have no problems with transgender people or gay people.
Oh,
I don't
for
care what
heaven's
color
sake.
they are. I have no problems with, I'm not sexist or racist or
Oh, okay,
but
okay,
I have
fine.
boundaries for me as a person, which makes me uncomfortable
These disclaimers are so dishonest. Like,
or comfortable that I just don't cross. And
yeah,
it's not
you're
militant.
not gay.
It's
No,
just
it's because you are
certain
not
things
gay.
I'm just not comfortable with. I'm a heterosexual man. I'm not comfortable with kissing a man.
Look at
but I
me.
got to do it for a role. I commend actors who can handle that inside of their psyche. I'm
don't.
not wired that way.
The Brokeback Mountain guy killed himself because of that. They're not going to convince me otherwise.
And that's just me. And I know that, like I played a few roles where, like Civil Brand, where I had to kind of be brutal with women. I would never take one of those roles again. And I enjoyed that movie, but that guy
come
was
on,
brutal,
dude.
but,
for heavens. So there shouldn't be any brutal actors or characters in a movie or a series. Like, what is he talking about? Anyway,
that's not something I would seek out.
you see, these guys speak both of once they've made the money, once they've gotten the role, they've played, and then they say, I wouldn't. Like, shut up, man. Shut the fuck up. It's just dishonest bullshit.
Myself now.
I mean, you've been doing movies for decades. I
Yeah,
mean, why would they
like, what are
offer
you
you
talking
something like
about?
that
You've
at
done
this
them
point in your
all.
career?
I don't think they think, well, this guy was the guy was a gangster. So it's, after you see me play Cuddy, I became like the #1 go-to gangster guy in Hollywood,
Yeah,
but
made your
there's
money.
certain boundaries that I have, I've never seen a gay gangster, but I'm sure they have been.
Anyway, I am going to stop that there. I'm going to leave the video in the channels below, if you want to go continue watch that. Yeah, so a lot of this was just really to recap. This is recap a lot of the cultural degeneracy that's taken over Hollywood that also is being introduced even in our local industry, and it's being used as a yardstick to get access to resources, and just a fact, to get access to opportunities, and that's just a fact. So for me, I have to point this out because they affect me directly in my pocket, and because I'm never going to follow this ideology, whether what. As being artists, I mean that we have to be woke Westerners, my friend. In fact, the fact that so few of them are anything but is the reason why their art is predictable, their scripts are predictable, their characters are predictable, they're the same characters, the same tropes. There's no depth in them. They're always trying to be preachy other than just telling a good story. All that, no, not interested at all. I don't know what you think about the video. Please leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, go to 10,000, and then leave a like for the algorithm. I'm a VP. Till next time.